What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. This is our weekly PSA update on how many cards they've graded in the last week. If you're not familiar with this, I just take a snapshot every week of how many cards PSA has added to their pop report, which gives us an indication of how many cards they graded or how much they're outputting every week. You can go back and take a look. I'm going to put together a playlist of all of them, and I'll link that. And you guys can go check them out, kind of check out the history. But this is as of Sunday the 26th. So the week between the Sunday the 26th and Sunday the 19th. So whatever they graded during that week. So I said that I was only going to do complete through date comparisons once a month. But I've gotten a message from a couple of you saying that they've made a pretty significant jump in complete through dates. So we'll take a quick look at that. If you have not already followed me on Instagram, let's take a look. You can follow me on Instagram at Retro Hoop Breaks on Instagram. All right. You can also follow Collect 3D Prints. Pow, right here. You can follow Collect 3D Prints on Instagram as well. There is a link in the description if you decide to pick up some of their display cases. I have them all over the place here. You can see I got all my favorite cards up on display. They're not just sitting in boxes. I got a couple more here of their latest horizontal configuration. This is for an SGC, so I got to whip out some SGC cards. I'm trying to put up some more shelves and whatnot. You guys see my Sean Kemp and Rodman over there, and I'm trying to get some more stuff up on the thing here. This is my oh yeah, baby, my Thanos glove. Actually, it's not Thanos' glove. That's Iron Man. That's the Hulk's version of it. And then a couple of you have been asking about the X-Men stuff. It's still back there. He's right next to Baby Yoda or Grogu. And then I still have the other one right here. You can't really see it, but it's still there. The Justice League guy is still there. So anyway, yeah, so check out Collect 3D Prints. We got all kinds of stuff. There's a link in the description. If you use that link, it kicks back a little bit to the channel. Support the channel if you'd like. What else? Oh yeah, join the Facebook group. We also got a link to the Facebook group in there, in the description. A lot of people are joining there, sharing a bunch of cool stuff on there. I'm finding out a lot of the news on there. You guys are pretty good about posting stuff on there, so I appreciate that. All right, so let's take a quick look at complete through dates. Somebody told me that the Ultra Modern, so this is actually pretty good news. So Ultra Modern is now in 2021. So is Modern, so is Vintage. TCG is still lagging behind. They're all the way up to October, which was kind of where they were. There's not really much of a big jump there since the last time we looked at it. The 15th and the 28th, they had a couple weeks. But it is good to see the Ultra Modern stuff, Value, Vintage, and the Modern stuff all in 2021 now with some pretty significant complete percentages in the month of January. So pretty excited about that. That's kind of cool. My Elijahwans are somewhere around there, so they should be coming up sometime soon. So pretty cool. That's pretty good stuff. Express, there's essentially no wait time. I guess that's what this means. About a month, about 25 days for Express. Walkthroughs are couple days. Super Express for a couple days. Regular and economy, they're all caught up, I guess that's what that means. But no, it's good to see this. It's good to see 2021 on some of this stuff, which is pretty dope. Collector Club vouchers, man, they're almost all the way. Is that right? They're all the way caught up with Collector Club vouchers, I guess. Yeah, I guess that would have been, no, that's quarterly specials I'm thinking about. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so if you signed up for their service and for the Collectors Club like I did, and you bought, like, I think it was their platinum or gold package, you received vouchers for like either 5 or 10 free gradings, which was part of the lure of buying the bigger package. And you receive free grades. I guess that's what that is. So they're almost through with those, which are basically freebies for them for the most part. Because the idea for them to sell you that was so that we'll give you some free ones, but you're going to pay for, you're going to sub with us, or you're going to pay for them. But anyway, it is good to see this. This is good news. That's pretty exciting. We'll see what that means in terms of everybody getting their cards back. It actually makes a little bit more sense with what we're about to go through right now, which is the actual numbers. And if you kind of stick around, just kind of hang with me towards the end of the video, because I did a little bit of math and a little bit of cheap math, and just to kind of play around with some ideas, and we'll get into that in a second. But another big month, or another big week by PSA, almost 200,000 cards. I like to see this consistency from month to month. I really don't like seeing the big swings, the big ups and downs, like 130,000 one month and 180,000 the next, and then 140, and then I don't like to see that. I like to see some nice level consistency, which tells me that that's probably where they're at in terms of capacity and how much they can put out every week. So this 195,000 is actually pretty damn good. Pretty much on par with what they did last week. Slight increase, not a whole lot. But still, the big ones. That. Oh. The big ones being, of course, basketball. Basketball is always kind of the big dog, isn't it? Let's see here. How can we do this? Home, conditional formatting, color scale. Boom. There we go. All right. So your greens are going to be your big dogs. Basketball, football, baseball, and TCG are the big dogs. It's just kind of where they're at. Football coming in a close fourth. But yeah, I mean, man, it's kind of what we've been expecting. They've been cranking out cards like crazy, man. I mean, this is a pretty significant number, 195,000 for the week, considering when they were doing 130 back here. Just imagine how much further along they would be if they hadn't gone to the National and achieved these numbers here, and then either some compounding increase. They'd be close to 200, 220, somewhere around there. But, of course, they had to go make a couple $1 million at the National. But still, this number right here is massive. Think about where we were, 111,000 back in April. Here we are 5 months later, and they're almost at 200,000. So that's massive. I mean, that's great for them. Hopefully what that means is that you guys are starting to see a lot more of your orders changing. This, along with the complete through dates, making some changes. Hopefully you guys are seeing your order status bars get filled out a little bit more and more. You're seeing yourself jump from the 3 to the 4 and the 4 to the 5. And, you're seeing your orders actually move along in the system, which is dope. If you are, please let me know in the comments. I'm very interested in that. Hopefully, the shutdowns are doing them some good. If they keep this up, and if we continue to see complete through dates actually starting to move a little bit more significantly, I might actually take a snapshot of it next week just for science, right, or comparative sake. If we continue to see that, then yeah, I could definitely see them opening up some more services before the end of the year, and potentially looking to be back in the swing of things sometime Q1 of next year, 2022. So, hopefully that means that they're kind of getting it back under control. Again, I will continue to voice my concern about the level of the amount of quality that can be achieved whenever you're cranking out this amount of volume. Always goes down. That's just the rule of manufacturing, no matter what. Sustainable growth like this, or growth whenever it's done this quickly, typically means the one thing that suffers is going to be quality. But over time, those two things start to balance out as you start to really keep your good people, start to weed out some of your bad people, and then where I would like to see them ideally would be somewhere in the 160,000 cards a week with good quality. and actual time. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, like I said, I did a little bit of math, right? Just kind of based on these past week's numbers, right? So if they're working, their daily working output. So this is for the week. They did 195,000 cards for the week. Let me zoom in on this just a smidge. I think we can do that. Yeah. Okay. So they're doing about 32,000 cards a day is what that comes out to if they're working on a 6-day work week. Let's just say. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're going 7 days a week, but I don't want to assume that. If anybody can confirm that with any level of certainty, please let me know. I can make the adjustment here. But so what that really comes out to is $46.50 an hour based on 7 hours of work, right? Or an 8-hour work week or 8-hour work day with an hour of break or whatever. Is what you're putting out is about 4,600 cards an hour. Now, I did, again, this little just quick cheap math that I did here. If they have 500 graders, then that means that every grader per hour is cranking out 10 cards. And they're taking about 6 minutes per card to grade. And then it's kind of the same thing here. At 400 graders, they're grading 12 cards an hour, taking about 5 minutes a card. At 300 graders, if that's what they have, I don't know what their workforce is or what their capacity is in terms of how many graders they actually have grading cards. It's about 16 cards an hour, looking at them about 3 minutes each. 200 is about 24 cards an hour, looking at them for about 2 minutes a piece. And then I did this 100, which I seriously doubt they only have 100 graders there. That means that that means that each grader is putting out 47 cards an hour and only looking at them about 1 minute a piece. This would be really scary if this is the case. I would like to think that it's somewhere around here. On the live stream a couple weeks ago, I took a guess at it. I'd said it probably around 350 employees that are actually graders, that are actually looking at cards and grading cards. So if that's the case, then they're probably somewhere around here or here, which means that each grader is actually looking at the card for about 5 minutes a piece. And if that's the case, then I'm pretty good with that. I think to give a grader who's sitting there with the proper equipment and the right amount of lighting, as well as we really don't know to what extent Genament has been implemented into the grading process. So we don't really know how they're set up. Do they have a computer screen in front of them with the blown up images and whatever information that Genament has given them, as well as the actual card in front of them where they can look at things, or are they just looking at just the blown up image, the high resolution image, and making whatever determinations they want to make off of that? We really don't know what their process is. If anybody can point me to anything, I've done a little bit of digging trying to find out if there's any standard operating procedures for PSA. If anybody was a former grader and talks about how they graded. But then again, with the introduction of Genament and the recent announcement, not recent, but the announcement that they did a while back about how they're going to implement Genament into their process, we don't know what their new process is. So, one can only speculate, and that's kind of what we're left to do whenever we don't have much information to go off of. But anyway, it's something that's kind of just been in the back of my head in terms of what I would like to know. I would like to know how many graders they have, because if we know how many graders they have, then there's so many numbers that we can back into. Really just 2 pieces of information that PSA could release to us officially and say, hey, we got about 350, 400 graders, and our current backlog is about 5 million cards. If we just knew those 2 bits of information for certain, then, we could extrapolate a lot more data and actually be a little bit more informed as to what's going on with them, which is one of the things that I've just never been happy with PSA about, is their level of transparency and what they're saying. So anyway, that's that. I wanted to just kind of throw that little bit of guerrilla math out there for you guys that I did. Let me know if you, what you think about this. Am I completely off? Do you think I'm completely wrong with this? My assumptions, where do you think they are in terms of how many graders? How many graders do you think they actually have? Or if you know for a fact how many graders that they have, could you point me to anything that confirms that? Or if you just want to shoot me a DM or an email that says, hey, I work for PSA and we have 350 graders. Or you can tell me, hey, well, I work for PSA and there's only 60 of us here, that kind of thing. Or if you just know somebody or know some information. Anyway, anything that you can get me would be great. Again, I do this for the updates and for everybody here, so just to keep everybody informed. But I'm not going to make this any longer than it needs to be. That's it for the week. Again, let me know if you got any questions, comments, concerns, confessions. Don't give me your confessions. Anyway, yeah, just let me know what you guys think and leave me in the comments. Again, I'm going to keep asking this question because I find it very interesting. The answer from a lot of you is, do you have an order with PSA? And if so, what is the longest that you've been waiting? And by longest, I mean from the time that it arrived at PSA. How long has it been there? And I think that's it. I think we'll finish up with that. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all. Follow me on Instagram. Join the Facebook group. Go to collect3dprints.com using the link in the description if you want to pick up some of these cases. They're pretty dope. They'll help you display your cards so that people can see how kick-ass you are, that you have a gold Luka autograph, and it's not just hiding in your shoebox. All right. Love y'all. Peace.